Hari Om. Let's start with one prayer together before we jump right on in, our prayer to our gurus and our teachers. You can chant this with me. Om Ajnanatimarandasya Gyananjana Shalakaya Chakshurun Militam Yena Tasmai Shri Guruve Namaha. Madhu here, welcoming you to Bhakti Masterclass. This is the first of our Bhakti Masterclass edition. This is the Kirtan Masterclass, where we are going to explore all things Kirtan related. So what exactly is Kirtan? Kirtan, or mantra meditation, is one of the main practices within Bhakti Yoga. Bhakti Yoga literally means, Bhakti is love and devotion, and Yoga means to connect. So divine connection through love and devotion. So for those of you that are tuning in here, I really want to celebrate you all for taking the time to actually invest your attention in upgrading your abilities for Kirtan. As you all know, Kirtan is the most powerful way for divine connection for this age. And what we're going to be exploring is how do we actually get our own sound through Kirtan, not just learning how to press a couple of keys to play a couple of mantras or something like that, but really how do we get in touch with the melodies and the different Kirtans that excite us, and how do we lead them and chant them in a way so that we can fully absorb our mind and our attention in them. So not only are we going to train your vocals in this master class in a way so that you can sing for the rest of your life with ease, you never blow out your voice or anything like that, but we're also going to train your ear how to hear any melody and then play that on keys, whether it's a harmonium or a keyboard or a piano, that doesn't matter. And then once you learn how to train the ear to play any melody, we're going to transpose that into your comfortable vocal range in a way that you can sing naturally and easily. From there, we're going to add on various chords according to what kind of expression and emotion that you want to convey in the Kirtan. And then from there, we add on various types of dynamics, all types of dynamics to get your unique sound. So what you'll need for this Kirtan Master class is have some notes nearby. If there's a door, go ahead and close it, lock it, turn your phone off so you can invest your full attention here. We'll have a summary page available for you after each lesson with the specific topics that we're covering and what you'll be practicing. But on top of that, take notes and explore these in depth. Try to create as much of a distraction-free environment as possible so that you can be attentive, that you can be present with us the whole time. Where attention goes, energy flows. And what we want is for you guys to learn these things in really practical ways. And what that's going to take is you being here with us the whole time. So a brief history on my relationship with Kirtan is that I was actually born and raised in an environment of Kirtan. My father's been leading Kirtan for about 50 years now, almost. And just like most kids, I didn't think what my parents did was very cool growing up. But as I grew older and grew up listening to him leading Kirtans and taking us to different places where there was Kirtans going on, I could feel there's a difference in the sound vibration from, say, going to a concert or listening to a song on a radio to what I felt after leaving Kirtan. I would always walk in, and I was never much attentive because I was a kid just trying to, all right, how long do I have to be there? But after I would leave the Kirtan, there was something different I would feel in my body. There was something about the sound vibration that impacted me. And when I was 16 years old, my father said, I'll give you $100 if you read the Bhagavad Gita. We'll talk more about the Bhagavad Gita in later courses, but for those of you who know about the Bhagavad Gita, you know what I'm talking about. Those of you who don't, go read the Bhagavad Gita. What happened, I was 16, said, I'll give you $100 if you read the Bhagavad Gita. And I said, well, I could really use the money. So I started reading through it, in which case I really learned what Kirtan was. From learning what Kirtan was, there was an actual internal shift in my heart that made me understand the benefit and the practical application of Kirtan into my life. From that point on is when I actually started to voluntarily practice Kirtan. Now, I'm a classically trained musician, vocalist, and pianist, and various other instruments, as well as I went on later in my life to study the Indian classical system of music. But it wasn't really until I had an internal shift that my interest in Kirtan developed, where it went from just music to actual deep divine connection. That's what's available with Kirtan. Sure, the music is nice, but the music is the vehicle for us to actually deeply connect. So anyway, once I started to journey into bhakti yoga and into kirtan from when I was 16 on my 18th birthday, I became a monk. I lived in India and I traveled the world and did kirtan in many places. And one thing I noticed is that there's 100% guarantee that if you actually let the mantra do all the work, it works. Let me say that again. There's 100% chance that if you actually chant in kirtan with your attention there, that you will feel the benefit of the mantra. I've been in almost every continent and I've seen it work over and over without a doubt. And there's a reason that people have been doing this for many thousands and thousands and thousands and thousands of years. It's because it works if you let it. Now, the cool thing is these ears, what happens is right in between these ears, you got this big old brain. Well, if you're me, maybe it's a small brain, but you got this big old brain. And what happens is when sound comes in, the brain says, what do I want to do with this? Now, if you actually let the sound go deeper past the restrictions of the mind, so the mind's not just thinking about this and that while you're chanting, but you're actually focusing and listening to the mantra, then what happens is you can have and experience a change of heart. Now, you're here because you've experienced that to some extent or another. So there's so much more I could say about that, but in brief, the main purpose of this course is to get you to a place that you can sing from your heart, so that when you're playing the instruments, the hand's just following your mouth, following your voice, and that when you're singing, your voice is simply following the heart. This is the goal of this master class, and I'm so excited to start this journey with you all now.